The fifth tactic to build more muscle that it feels illegal is to eat more meat. So we all know the recommendation.
Eating meat does not make you build more muscle. There's a certain amount of protein that you have to eat, and there's a limit to how much benefit you can get from eating more protein. That seems to be at 0.75 grams per pound of body weight per day.
With protein, which is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I don't know why this is the case, and all of the science nerds are going to disagree with this, but you will make more gains when you eat more meat, even if you go above your protein intake for the day. I don't know why.
Show the evidence.
It is. I don't know if this science can explain it. I'm just telling you anecdote.
Oh, just believe me. Okay, anecdotally, buddy, you have not gotten any bigger or stronger in the last, 3-4 years? So anecdotally, eating more meat makes you bigger and stronger, but I haven't gotten any bigger or stronger. Show your lifts. So show your max bench from 3 or 4 years ago. Show your max bench right now. Hasn't gone up. This guy's made zero fucking progress. He doesn't even post any fucking content of him lifting at all, ever. Because when he does, he gets fucking clowned on. This dude struggles to bench 225 for reps. And it's been like that, again, for years. He has been completely and utterly stagnant. That could be for a variety of reasons. One, he doesn't train as seriously as he claims to. And he just likes to LARP and act like he's this perfect alpha male who's on his grind set all the time, when all he really does is sit around, do nothing, watch Netflix, maybe go to the gym every few fucking days, pick up girls, go to the club with his friends, drinks, and doesn't really care much about actually training and getting better. Yeah, no lifting content, and he also doesn't have a Instagram either, where we can just see any of his lifting content. He has a second channel, right?
Uh-oh.
Hamza Advanced. Still no lifting content, I see. All right, well, this video he did with his shirt off.
I was a massive...
3 months ago.
So
yeah, looks about the same. And going to his main channel, let's just see if we can find a video with his shirt off from a few years ago. This is 2 years. This is a video of him, maybe? Yeah, there's a video of him. Does he... look. This is 3 years ago. Same size. And there you go. There's him struggling to bench 225. I mean, this is just... Oh, boy. Oh, dude. What the fuck is he even doing? This guy literally doesn't know how to fucking lift. Look at that bounce. What does he think he's doing? So, yeah. The guy who has made no progress is telling us that eating meat magically makes you grow more muscle. Still bigger than VG. Oh, really? Hamza's bigger than me? I don't know why. So Hamza's bigger than me, right? So that's a photo I uploaded today. I think this was from 2 weeks ago. Right. So Hamza's bigger than me, is he? He's bigger than me. You sure about that? You sure about that? Yeah, I think I'm a lot bigger and stronger than he is. Dumbass. Bitch.
Degenerate about 10 years. anecdotally, what I see in myself and in with people that I'll train with and people on the internet, when you eat more meat and your protein goes up to 250 grams a day, 300 grams a day, and you know for a fact, wait, that's wasteful, right? Like every study has ever.
I get about 180 to 200 grams of protein per day, and I actually don't know what my body weight is right now. I know I've lost weight.
Like, okay, sure. All the science nerds are like, yeah, but the studies say, yeah, sure. If you try it for a month, I guarantee you'll make more gains. Just shut the fuck up about the study. You are the study, motherfucker.
So why aren't you making more gains? Please explain to us.
You are the study. If you haven't done the experiment yourself, you shut the fuck up about it. Because Jeff Nippard said, fuck you. Shut the fuck up. You are the experiment. You try it for 1 month. Go eat a fuck ton of meat. Go eat a kilogram of meat per day. Your protein will go up above 200 grams, which is more than the 1 gram.
Why would you need to eat meat? Why couldn't you just eat tofu?
Per whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Try it, and I guarantee you will notice that you've made way more gains that month. I guarantee it. Don't fucking sit here and in the comments some dickhead will be here, but actually Hamza's wrong because all the studies, listen, I'm specifically telling you, no study agrees with me. You are the study. Give it a try yourself and see what.
Right, so there is absolutely no evidence whatsoever for my claim, even though this is a very well-researched topic. It's not like this is a new concept or anything, or there's no sort of scientific interest in studying this. There's a lot of scientific interest. This relates heavily to human health. People have been trying to prevent sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss for quite some time. There's a big field of study about sports nutrition. There's a lot of money in athletics. Again, this is a very well-researched topic, and this guy is claiming, oh, no research, supports my opinion. That's a problem. So if no research supports your opinion in a very well-researched topic, that's a very, very good indication you are completely and utterly full of shit. So, yeah, buddy, if this guy is saying anecdotes are what matter ultimately, okay, well, you're the anecdote and you have not gotten any bigger or stronger. Your progress has stagnated for years. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Where was your bench at a few years ago versus now? Show your lifts. He has not made any progress.
What happens just for 4 weeks, eat a kilogram of meat per day. Your protein will probably touch about 300 grams per day, which sounds crazy. But again, you know that all the bullshit with like, but it's bad for your kidneys. You know that was all like.
1 kilogram of protein. 1 kilogram of meat. Your protein's going to be about 300 grams. I'm assuming he's recommending eating steak, right? Your average steak is about 75-ish% lean, maybe? Like, let's just go with 80. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. If you're eating 1 kilogram of red meat, which I think is what he's recommending, that meat, and it's at 80% lean, that means roughly 80% of it is protein, which means you'd be getting around 800 grams. If we're talking about just the flesh.
From the seed oil fucking sugar nutritionists, okay? We don't listen to those fat motherfuckers. They can't even do like 3 burpees. I'm telling you.
What did he say here?
In the comments, some dickhead will be here, but actually Hamza's wrong because all the studies, listen, I'm specifically telling you, no study agrees with me. Your protein will probably touch about 300 grams per day, which sounds crazy. But again, you know that all the bullshit with like, but it's bad for your kidneys. You know that was all like psyoping from the seed oil fucking sugar.
That was not psyoping from the sugar and seed oil industry. No one was supporting the idea that protein's bad for your kidneys. This is just layman nonsense. So high protein diets are bad for people who have kidney disease, but there was never a recommendation to lower your protein intake for the general public that does not have kidney disease. And higher protein diets seem to be beneficial for kidney health. He's literally making this up.
Nutritionists, okay? We don't listen to those fat motherfuckers. They can't even do like 3 burpees. I'm telling you yourself, just give it a try for a few weeks. And for some reason, you're going to be speaking like me and you'll be like, what the fuck it actually does. You'll be telling people like, bro, like you got to eat more meat. And they'll be looking at you like, no, but the studies say, and you'll be like, oh, Hamza was right. Everyone's a fucking nerd these days. It doesn't matter what some fucking study says. And most of these studies are funded by dickheads who are like fucking bribed by other companies. And they're all like just trying to get their own fucking...
No, they're not. You can look up some of these papers. They're funded by like National Institute of Health. Some of them are just funded by universities that study sports nutrition. He doesn't read. This guy is functionally illiterate.
Paper published or whatever. It doesn't matter. Studies are for faggots, basically. Stop looking at fucking studies. You do your own experiments and notice when you make more gains. And I'm telling...
Yes, the same guy that says men are logical, men do science. Oh, science and logic are for fags. Just do random shit and see if it works.
You, if you eat more meat, not just protein, like scooping whey doesn't do the same thing. Eating like a fucking caveman, fucking steaks and beef patties and like chicken and liver and all this shit. Like you.
Again, then why are you so small and weak?
Those TikToks you've seen with the wooden chopping board. I'm telling you right now, when you eat like that, you will make more gains. Even if the macros are all fucked up, even if you've got more protein, I'm telling you, just fucking try it for a few weeks and you'll be speaking the same way as me and you'll be like, holy
this guy is just a liar, dude. Same
shit. Like, no one believes me because all the fucking studies disagree with this, but for some reason it just works. There's 2 things I want you to eat for this. There's meat, specifically red meat, so basically beef, and also eggs as well. Turns out that these are like the official superfoods for humans. All of the psyoping that we've...
Superfood is a marketing term. It was originally developed by a company that was selling bananas. So the first superfood were bananas. Some marketing executive at this fruit company that wanted to increase banana sales claimed bananas are a superfood. And thus banana sales increased because people believe this stupid idea of superfood. There's no such thing as a superfood.
We've been through those pasty fucking dickhead nutritionists who told us that meat is bad for us, eggs is bad for us, cholesterol and whatever. Now your ignorant fucking parents won't let you have more than 2 eggs per day. Turns out all of that was a fucking lie, and all those fucking dickheads, those professionals in the lab coats and stuff, they're all actually apologizing for it. Now go search FDA, is like the Food and Drug Administration, whatever. Search FDA space eggs on Google. Search...
The FDA is the Food and Drug Administration. They don't make dietary recommendations. He's talking about the USDA, and if you look at the USDA dietary guidelines, they recommend limiting cholesterol intake as much as possible. So, if you try to look up what he's claiming you should look up, you'll find out they recommend not eating eggs. This guy is so fucking ignorant and stupid.
FDA eggs on Google. They, for the longest time, convinced everyone that eggs were unhealthy, and now with so much fucking scrutiny, they've had to accept that they were fucking lying all this time. Eggs are basically some of the healthiest things you could, probably the healthiest food, single food, that you could possibly eat. And
if you look at food associations with longevity, the foods that are most associated with longevity are beans and pulses. So lentils, black beans, so forth. Those foods have the greatest association with longevity. Eggs are not associated with longer lifespan, believe it or not. And again, the USDA never reversed their guideline. They got rid of the guideline for the upper recommendation for cholesterol intake, which was 300 milligrams per day, and they now just recommend limiting cholesterol as much as possible. Ideally with it being 0. So he's completely, utterly, factually wrong about this, and he's making shit up and this should come as no surprise from somebody who admittedly never reads studies, doesn't read anything, and just makes shit up. And trust me, bro.
And then it's red meat. I'm telling you, you eat more of these, you will make more gains. Fuck the macros, fuck thinking about calories, just eat more of them. If possible, tell your parents you want to eat more meat, you want more protein, you like going to the gym, you're hungry, whatever, tell them you want more meat, more eggs. If you've got non-ignorant parents, awesome. If you've got ignorant parents who've been brainwashed with this idea that meat and eggs are unhealthy for you, the advice that I give when guys ask me is like, bro, grow a pair of balls and just make it yourself. And when your parents walk into the kitchen and they see you, that you're having more than your fucking daily 2 egg allowance, don't try and argue with them, because usually with parents who are ignorant, trying to educate them doesn't work. Just look at them, shrug your shoulders like a little retard and say, oh, sorry, I was hungry. That's it. They'll look at, oh, well, if you were hungry, you should have, sorry, okay, I'll ask you next time. Then tomorrow do the same thing. Just act like a fucking, sorry, I was really hungry, sorry. That's it. With certain parents, the ones who are like so ignorant that they think if you have more than 2 eggs a day or if you have fucking protein, you'll die or some shit, you can't try and educate them because they have this weird ego where like they heard something years ago and it's like, yep, this is the truth forever and ever, and that's it. Nothing can be changed now. Even if they...
So this article was published August 25th, 2023, and this is the American Heart Association discussing the USDA guidelines. Although previous federal dietary guidelines recommended limiting consumption of dietary cholesterol to 300 milligrams per day, the current guidelines instead suggest keeping dietary cholesterol as low as possible without compromising the nutritional adequacy of the diet. So again, ideally your cholesterol intake would be 0. These are the current USDA guidelines for 2025. So you're full of shit, you're a liar, you're fucking stupid.
They see the same fucking nutritionists now disagree with the advice that they pushed everyone. That's a separate point, but yeah. Just fucking don't trust anyone in this professional nutrition kind of space. Literally 100 years ago, they convinced everyone that sugar was healthy. 75 years ago, they convinced everyone that cigarettes were healthy. Fuck these fucking professionals.
No, what is he talking about? So the tobacco industry was trying to convince everybody that cigarettes are healthy. The USDA and FDA were trying to pass laws restricting cigarette advertising. And they were telling people consistently that cigarettes are bad for you. No one was claiming processed sugar was ever healthy. Again, he's making this up.
Bro, I'm telling you, all these fucking nerds, they can't do like fucking 3 burpees. You know, there's a doctor that your mother goes to see and he says, oh, your cholesterol's too high, so you need to take this medication. That fat motherfucker who's got a degree, so he's more credible than I am. He can't do 5 fucking burpees. I am the fucking pinnacle of health. I'm a 27-year-old high testosterone, ambitious young man. My cardiovascular age is like 20 years old.
Has he ever had his testosterone checked and showed the results on his YouTube channel? How I increased my testosterone 2 years ago. This is before he did the carnivore diet.
Jeffrey's part of testosterone, and they would go into the symptoms or as powerful as like every time I would watch one of those videos on testosterone and they would be male. I've tried to. Fair enough, you know what? I'm just gonna be testosterone levels lower than every other man in your entire bloodline. 80% of men. Too many things in this in between. It's on the
So, oh, that's nanograms per mil. So this is before he did the carnivore diet, by the way, 734. So that's normal for his age. 17.9 free. Again, that's about normal for his age. So the reference range is between, what does it say? 5.7 to 7.8. Okay.
The upper end of the limit. It was above the upper end. I also got my vitamin
That literally doesn't mean anything.
D tested as well. That was on like the healthy range, but a bit on the lower end. It was like 30, whatever the numerical like unit was. It's probably better if it was maybe double that. 734. So that's a big increase. That's what an increase.
So I guess he can't claim low test is the reason he can't get big and strong. Are you lazy? Are you not training? Are you eating like shit? Well, we know you're eating like shit.
7 years younger than I actually am. I'm fit, I'm strong, I'm the pinnacle of fucking health, but these fucking guys with their degrees will disagree with me, and all the fucking NPCs of the world will listen to them, but they can't even do 5 fucking burpees, and the advice they give when you wait 3 years will turn out to be wrong and wrong and wrong. I'm telling you right now, mark my fucking words. You know those wooden chopping board, like those conspiracy theories guys? I'm telling you right now, they're always right about basically everything. It's just that you only hear it 2 to 3 years later. They'll all say some shit like, oh yeah, like don't wear shoes and go walk in the grass barefoot and get like a little bit of bird poop on your foot, and it sounds crazy. That 3 years later, all the doctors are like, oh well, actually, it makes sense, and it's like they're all these fucking.
What doctors are telling you to walk barefoot?
Based conspiracy theorists are like, yeah, like take your pants off and get like sunlight directly on your testicles and don't wear sunscreen. And then years later, it's like a scientist like, yeah, sorry guys, we
What scientists are telling people to not wear sunscreen?
lied to you. Sunscreen actually causes cancer and the sun doesn't. Oh, that's crazy.
Why do you think skin cancer is higher among people who live near the equator? Why do you think skin cancer is more common in outdoor athletes who spend much more time in the sun, like long distance runners? Why do you think Australia has the highest incidence of skin cancer when it is almost an entirely white population living in a very hot, sunny country? I'm seeing a correlation between sun exposure and skin cancer here. Like, we also know how sun exposure causes skin cancer. UV radiation is ionizing. It damages protein bonds. Sunscreen does not do that.
See, it turns out that the sun that we've had direct contact with for all of fucking humanity is actually healthy for us. Whoa.
If it's healthy for us, then why do black people exist? Why do you think you, who is from Pakistan, why do you have brown skin and people in the UK have white skin? If the sun is so good for you, then why did we evolve to have melanin in our skin to protect against UV radiation, stupid?
Oh, and it turns out that eggs and meat and foods that every fucking ancestor of our entire bloodline have ate are actually normal human foods. Whoa, that's crazy. Listen to the fucking weird conspiracy theorists, the tinfoil hat motherfuckers. I'm telling you, maybe this.
Yes, listen to dumbasses who make shit up and don't know what they're talking about.
Some of the fuckers are watching this thinking, yep, I know exactly what Hamza means and he's 100% right with this. Those like conspiracy theorist type of guys are 100% right. I want to say 100, maybe they're wrong about something. To date, I've not seen them be wrong about any.
Who's crazier, Tufano or Hamza? Definitely Tufano.
They just are right about shit constantly because they just live like happy, healthy, natural human beings. I live in Bali, there's tons of them here. And whatever I see them do, I'm copying it. I'm like, yeah, these motherfuckers know, bro. It's like, oh yeah, like, he's walking around barefoot, okay, he's wearing this thing. It's like, I'm telling you, that is the right way to live and it's the right way to eat. The sixth tactic to build muscle so fast that it feels illegal is to do the 2-hour sauna strategy. So I learned this from a podcast from Andrew Huberman. Sauna is, the little room you go into, you sweat, it's all hot, and apparently the heat is like pretty.
Yeah, so saunas do not make you build more muscle. In fact, they probably do the exact opposite.
Healthy for you, whatever. But the 2-hour strategy is interesting. Imagine this, 2 hours in the sauna. There's a protocol that you can follow that apparently 16x's your human growth hormone, HGH. That's like the hormone which I'm not so scientific, but
human growth hormone is not particularly anabolic. It has very, very, very weak anabolic properties compared to testosterone. If you want to get anabolic benefits from taking human growth hormone, you have to take many, many, many times what your body could naturally produce. That's why pro bodybuilders spend tens of thousands of dollars on human growth hormone in order to get huge. It's because human growth hormone really doesn't do anything to make you bigger when you're talking about natural, normal ranges. Higher human growth hormone might help with tissue repair. It might help you stay a little leaner. But again, when you're talking about normal reference ranges, you're not going to see any difference in anything when it comes to human growth hormone. So this is just stupid
and it will help you recover better. So basically, if you do this tactic, you'll be able to recover better, which means you'll be able to make better gains. And this is, from what I remember, how to do this exact strategy. You're going to do 4 sets of 30 minutes in the sauna. So you go in for 30 minutes and survive for 30 minutes straight. That's pretty tough, by the way. 30 minutes, like, I'm amazing in the heat. Basically every white friend, almost every friend I go in with has to leave before I do. And 30 minutes for me is still pushing it, right? So make sure you take cold water with you. And another tactic is, I would suggest taking like a cold towel, like put the towel in cold water and put it over your balls, so your balls aren't like heating up too much. That's like an extra like sperm tactic, healthy thing that I learned from one of those conspiracy theorist motherfuckers.
Oh, so the sauna damages your testicles, right? This sounds like a good idea.
Go in, 30 minutes, time it on your phone, time it on your watch, whatever, 30 minutes. And then once the 30 minutes is done, leave the sauna and basically take like a 5-minute break. Don't go in the ice bath or anything like that. You can...
This guy is like genuinely retarded. Some of these recommendations in this video are fucking stupid.
should be extremely painful. Hypertrophy basically just means like making gains. It should be extremely painful. Once I learned this lesson, I started making more gains in the gym. I'll see if my editor can find this kind of famous clip between Chris Bumstead, who's like this big bodybuilder, and David Lade, who's like this bodybuilder, but David has stayed like the same size for like fucking 5 or 10 years straight.
Yeah, I wonder if that has anything to do with Chris Bumstead taking massive doses of anabolic steroids and David Lade only doing SARMs a few times. I wonder.
And basically, he's like one of those guys who just trains to look good or whatever. And he does a set and he kind of like just stops. And the big bodybuilder, Chris Bumstead, he looks over to him and he's like, "Oh, what was wrong? Like, was that weight too light for you?" And the other guy goes, "No, it's fine." He goes like, "So why did you stop?"
Too late? That's about right. What'd you stop?
Because I have like all these other stats that I have to save my fuel.
That's not how working it works. You don't save your fuel.
But then you're gonna be exhausted.
How are you gonna make any progress if you're not taking anything close to failure?
The lesson here was like, David wasn't training hard enough. He trained till mild discomfort. It's like a meme on like internet.
By the way, David Lade is far stronger than Hamza. I think David Lade's benched over 405. Hamza's never come anywhere close to that number. I don't think he's even benched 315 yet.
The internet these days is like, if you see someone with a shit physique, you say he trains till mild discomfort. Because I'm telling you the truth, once you understand this, you will make more gains. When you are training close to failure, it's really painful. Really, really painful. Like, you need a pretty high pain tolerance or just a mindset to push through. And all of us, here's an interesting point as well, all of us have different pain tolerances for each muscle. So for example, you can look at a guy's physique and know where he feels the most pain. For me, it's in my legs. That feels like excruciating pain compared to maybe like my arms or my chest or whatever, or especially my back, where there's still pain, it's still painful, but it's like kind of enjoyable at the same time. There's some muscles which are painful and enjoyable, and there's some muscles which are painful and just fucking excruciating, and there's no fucking like enjoyment in them. And guess what? Basically every single time, they're the muscles that you are lacking in. Like, I guarantee you can perfectly correlate someone's deficiency in certain muscles with just the fact that muscle for them just feels more painful when they get it close to failure. Like, you remember the first few workouts you did? Like, just remember when you first started the gym, remember the first workout routine you were on. For me, it was like in my garage back in my hometown. And you know, you hit this set and it's extremely painful. You wake up the next day and you're like super, super sore. And every day you'd go to the gym, it was like, actually it's really fucking tough to train hard enough. That's basically how it should still be, even when you've trained for years. It should relatively, like every set we do, should be relatively difficult for our current capabilities. When you're a beginner and
It's extremely unusual to have persistent high levels of soreness as you keep training. That's an indication that you may not be training well.
let's say you grab like, I don't know, your mother's pink dumbbells or some shit, like the 2 kg dumbbells. Like, I started really weak, right? So you grab that, you can do like 10 reps, and the last rep, you're like, oh, your form's breaking down a little bit and you're pushing, whatever. It should kind of still be like that now. Like, obviously, still maintain good technique, stay safe and stuff. But every set you do should be relatively fucking as hard for you right now as it kind of was when you were a beginner. It was excruciating to do a set to basically failure of like leg extension. It was excruciating. And guess what? It should still be like that right now. Remember, the biggest lesson of all with making gains is you've got to progressively overload. What that specifically means is that you have to basically push very hard to your current capabilities, because your current capabilities will keep getting higher and higher.
Like, again, worst case scenario, they're just going to stay in power.
Every week, every month when you train and you get stronger and you eat clean and you sleep and whatever. So every workout you do needs to be really fucking tough if you want to make gains. There's something to be said about like specific other things, deload weeks and all that. Okay, sure. Just in general, just take this lesson. Every workout you do needs to be kind of like excruciatingly painful for you to actually make the gain from it. Of course, don't get injured.
No. Your workouts do not need to be excruciatingly painful. You only need to train around within 3 reps shy of failure per set. That seems to be the sweet spot to trigger an overload response.
After training for a little while, you'll be able to differentiate between the good kind of pain and the bad kind of pain. Never lean into the bad kind of pain where your brain literally is telling you the message of like, oh, you might get injured. As soon as your brain kind of says that in its mind, don't fucking risk it. Change the exercise, change the weight, listen to your brain once you've trained long enough. But you will feel like a certain kind of good pain, which you know is right and it's safe, or sets in the gym need to be pretty fucking painful, and that you need to be progressively overloading, training really hard, potentially training with a friend. One other thing that's going to help you to train really hard and to push that like last rep that you need to push is caffeine and pre-workout. The best workouts of my life, those ones that I told you about, like the 2 spikes of gains that I've had in the last few years, were both times where I had way more caffeine than I would usually still have. I would have like an...
There's been long-term research on this. Caffeine in pre-workout supplements do not accelerate progress. There's no difference in rate of progress if you're taking caffeine or some sort of pre-workout supplement. The fact that this guy says his best workouts were when he was taking massive doses of stimulants just shows that this guy has no idea how to periodize his training. You should know when you're going to have particularly good workouts, when you're going to hit PRs, because those should all be planned in your program. If you're going to the gym and just randomly out of nowhere you're like way stronger or you can do way more reps than you normally could, that's just an indication that you're not following any kind of periodization strategy at all and you know jack shit about training. Again, you should know when you're hitting PRs.
Your 180 milligrams of caffeine, and then pre-workout as well, which probably has like 180, 200 and something milligrams of caffeine and all the weird cancer ingredients. This is probably cancer maxing, and it's like shortened my lifespan by like 6 months. But honestly, it was fun, and it was like the highlight of my year was like these.
Caffeine does not cause cancer. All right, well, Hamza's retarded, but we already knew that.
With the stock markets